Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election, which was held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023, and the result controversially announced on March 1st, 2023. And that result is being challenged at the Supreme Court right now after the petitioners were not satisfied with the verdict that emanated from the Presidential Election Petition Court. And the matter has gotten all the way to the United States, where Atiku Abubakar, one of the petitioners and the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in that election, where he is seeking for evidence to prove that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu presented to the Independent National Electoral Commission forged Chicago State University certificate. It is something that if he can prove it, that will end the presidency of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because it will mean that Tinubu deliberately violated Section 137 1J of the 1999 Constitution, which forbids anyone, any contestant, any candidate to submit forged documents to the Independent National Electoral Commission. There are a lot of evidence of those who have suffered political end to their ambition because they forged documents that they submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission. One of those include a governorship candidate of the APC in Bayelsa State in an election they had already won and were warming up to be sworn in. The Supreme Court nullified that election. There are several lawmakers whose mandate ended at the Supreme Court when it was discovered that they forged their documents. Now, Atiku Abubakar is searching for documents to show proof that he was saying the truth, that Bola Ahmed Tinubu forged his certificate, which he presented to the Independent National Electoral Commission. Now, one of the things that Atiku did on Wednesday was to put paid to the lies that have been sold, especially from Tinubu's legal camp, that the Supreme Court of Nigeria is no longer going to receive any new evidence. That they have been peddling that, and even in their submission at the United States Court, they keep on saying that Atiku is on a wild goose chase. That Atiku is just on a fishing expedition. That he was not looking for anything. He's just on a fishing expedition. That whatever evidence he's going to get, the courts will no longer accept it. And that line of argument are being regurgitated by a whole lot of people. Every time you hear this matter come up in the Arise television, you see Ruben Abati regurgitating that it is Nigerian court that will determine the outcome of the petition. Of course, it's Nigerian court, but he will make it appear as Atiku is just wasting his time looking for evidence in the United States. And there are a lot of people spreading that false information. Thankfully, the Atiku Abubakar legal team and Atiku himself, in a presentation he made, in application he made in objection to the Bola Ahmed Tinubu's request that the documents should not be released to him. Remember, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu objected to the release of his documents to Atiku Abubakar, except the certificate, and that he did it even grudgingly, that they should only give Atiku Abubakar his diploma certificate, but they should not give him any record that will show the gender of the owner of the certificate. They should not show him the admission letter of the owner of the certificate, that they should not show him the results, that the breakdown of the results of the owner of the certificate. Of course, that application is, Atiku Abubakar objected on it on Wednesday through his lawyers, saying that it cannot stand because they needed the whole gamut of information from Chicago University that has to do with Tinubu's academic record. In any case, Tinubu said that he was a very brilliant student. So he beats one's imagination that a brilliant student don't want his brilliance to be exposed to the world, so that at least the world will have respect for the president of Nigeria, that he had been one of the best brains in the world, one of the best brains that ever came out of Chicago State University. But he was doing everything possible to stop Atiku. Now Atiku has filed his own motion saying that they should disregard Tinubu's objection. They should also disregard the claim by Tinubu and his lawyers that whatever evidence he is going to bring at the courts will no longer be admissible, that the time has passed for admissibility of any new evidence in the courts. And if you go through the social media and even in the mainstream media, you see people regurgitating this lie. Okay? But it is interesting that Atiku Abubakar has, his lawyers have brought clarity to this matter, and they were able to give reasons why they believe that the Supreme Court can still receive evidence that is coming from Chicago State University. Okay? Now, in the objection that Atiku Abubakar made on Wednesday, that is the one he made on Wednesday, telling the court to disregard Tinubu's argument. Okay, he was emphatic that this matter will be received by the court because he believed that he is bringing in a brand new evidence, and that evidence will be overwhelming, that the Supreme Court will just have no ground not to accept it. Okay, and in that objection that he filed against Tinubu's earlier objection to the release of documents to him, he told the court in the United States that the Supreme Court can still receive his new evidence, that it is possible that they could receive new evidence coming from him, coming from Chicago State University. In the fresh application to the U.S. court dated September 27, Atiku through his lawyers Angela Liu, Alexandra de Gamot, Tobe Hussein, and Andrew Levander, they argue that the documents he is seeking can still be used in litigation back home in Nigeria. As a result of this, Atiku asks the court to overrule Tinubu's objection in their entirety. Now, according to the filing, this is what Atiku and his lawyers said in their filing. They said the court should overrule the objections in their entirety. the application stated. He said, if the court overrules the objections, applicants respectfully request that it enter an order requiring production of documents no later than October 2nd, 2023, and the deposition scheduled no later than October 3rd, to allow time for transcripts to be finalized. Atiku said. Atiku also said that the discovery, that is the documents obtained, shall be sent to Nigeria, which is 6 hours ahead, by October 4th, so that such evidence may in turn be filed with the Supreme Court by October 5th, which is when the applicants and the Atiku's Nigerian lawyers intend to file new evidence to the Supreme Court October 5. So Atiku also is literally racing against time. That's why the court in the United States should do something fast to release those documents to him, because his lawyers in Nigeria are waiting for this evidence, and they hope to go to court on October 5 to present it before the Supreme Court, to submit it before the Supreme Court. Okay? And this is now where Atiku and his lawyers argued that it is not true that Supreme Court does no longer collect new evidence. And here I'm quoting what they said. They said that the Supreme Court of Nigeria can consider new evidence in exceptional circumstance. In exceptional circumstance. So the idea that the Supreme Court does not receive any new evidence is a lie. In exceptional circumstance. And I think exceptional circumstance, this kind of evidence that Atiku is looking for in Chicago State University, it should qualify for exceptional circumstance. We are talking about somebody occupying the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, a country of over 200 million Nigeria, the most populous country in Africa. Nigeria ought to be intentional in picking whoever becomes the president, that the person is above board. So if there is convincing evidence from America that Atiku was right, that there was a forged document that was submitted to the Independent National Electoral Commission, that should be a compelling evidence. It should be something that whatever objection that Supreme Court used to have in receiving evidence, they have to receive this evidence. Okay? So this kind of situation is, to me, is exceptional circumstance. We are talking about the fate of a nation. A nation that is built, or that hope to be built, on integrity. A nation that produced Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the nation that produced Chief Obafemi Awolowo, a nation that produced Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, a nation that produced Samad Bello. All these people have never been known for academic manipulation. They have never been known for academic forgery. They have never been known for altering their academic records. They are content with whatever they had. The first Prime Minister of Nigeria, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, was not ashamed of his certificate, that he had only teacher's grade 2, while competing with doctorate degree holders like Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, lawyers like Chief Obafemi Awolowo, and what have you. Intellectuals per excellence. And Tafawa Balewa, whether you like it or not, he was one of the best leaders this country has ever produced, which has nothing to do with whether he had been to university or not. The point is that the man was sound. And if you listen to him, they used to call him the golden voice of Africa. You know that this man has all it takes to be a leader. He didn't have to manipulate his result. He didn't have to impress anybody. He didn't have to forge documents to present, to claim what he was not. So if Atiku Abubakar has such an evidence that he could present to the Supreme Court, there is no reason why the Supreme Court should overlook it. Because as I said, this is a nation of Tafawa Balewa. This is a nation of Asikiwe. This is a nation of Chief Obafemi Awolowo. This is a nation of great minds, intellectuals, of the best, of the highest order you can get anywhere in the world. Okay, even if we must we should have a Yoruba president. Yorubas are some of the most enlightened people in the world. Therefore, they don't have scarcity of men of integrity, men with academic qualification that cannot be faulted anywhere. So if somebody is representing them and it's found out that there is some kind of problem with the document he submitted and the person brought the evidence, I think the Supreme Court has no business not to look into it. Okay? That's my position on this matter. The Supreme Court has no reason why they will not admit it. The important thing first is let it be that Atiku actually had enough evidence to prove that what was presented to INEC was forged document. Then the rest should be history. Supreme Court must make itself available to accept the document. Because as they cited, the Supreme Court can consider new evidence in exceptional circumstances. This is one of exceptional circumstances. We have never come to this level in Nigerian political history. Since 1960, we have never gotten to this level of looking at authenticity of the certificate of a president. So if Atiku had a smoking gun that will prove that he was right in his allegation that what was submitted to INEC was forged, the Supreme Court has no choice but to accept it. And also, from what they cited, the lawyers cited in America, they say that these exceptional circumstances are covered under the Nigerian Electoral Act of 2022. Okay, and it's also at the discretion of the court. So the Electoral Act made provision for it that under exceptional circumstance, new evidence can be accepted. So we hope that if he brings it, that the Supreme Court would accept it, and that they will do the needful with that record. Okay, because we know that the judiciary is part of the problems and the solutions of Nigeria. The judiciary have delivered some judgments that have helped to restore this country and made it the pride of Africa. They have also delivered judgments that people are still scratching their head trying to find out how did they arrive at this kind of judgment. So we trust them that they will do the needful. That when Atiku Abubakar brings the evidence, that it will qualify, and it will qualify to be part of those evidence that could be considered under exceptional circumstances. Because to be president of Nigeria is not a joke. It has to be the best of the best that should be the president of Nigeria. If truly we are sincere, we want to make a headway in our nation. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.